Hi there. Thanks for joining me for this tutorial for Tim Minchin's song, White Wine in the Sun. I'm really excited to share it with you today. Sometimes I've wondered whether this is actually a Christmas song or not, but I am including it in the Ukulele Holidays playlist this year because it does reference Christmas. It has some commentary on it. I actually really enjoy how it speaks to this perspective of some folks who enjoy the holiday season, but not necessarily for religious reasons. But more than anything, I find that this song is just really a love song more than anything. And I love how it digs down past the Christmas story, past any story that we tell to celebrate any holiday, to really get at that one story I think we can all get behind, which is the story of love and how love really helps ground us in our lives and help us through any hardship or challenge that we may face. And that's really the faith that we all can carry, that faith in love and the power of love. That's my personal take on it. So thanks for letting me offer some context there. As a songwriter, I also want to say I just love this song for not just for the thematics of it, but how the thematics are supported in the lyrics. All that, I'm such a sucker for internal rhyme. Oh my gosh. And he does just a beautiful job with it, and the cadence of everything you'll hear as you go through. But I really encourage you to check this out just as a song study as to how you can put a song together and really play with words and rhyme to create a really meaningful story. So thanks again for letting me offer this context. Let's dive into the tutorial. All right, there's a lot going on in this song, so I'm going to use this video just as a tutorial to practice through the different parts of the song and review the picking and strumming options that you have. I'll save the play along for a separate video, so you have plenty of time in between to practice what you need. I'm going to start with the strumming and picking today because we're in 6/8 time, and that is not as easy to jump into once we learn all the chords, so I want to make sure we're practicing the chords in this time. 6/8 time means 6 quick beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you can hear, there's a bit of a pulse in there that feels more like 1 and 2 and 3. And what I'm counting there when I do the bigger pulses is counting the measure. Each measure has 6 quick beats. Sometimes it feels better and easier to kind of zoom out a little bit and count the measures instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That gets a little bit cumbersome. So I might be doing a little bit of both, just to let you know. And your two options here, if you're going to strum it, that's where you're really going to feel the pulse. The strum is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It almost feels like a really slow swing strum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is great for feeling the pulse. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That was just 4 measures worth, right? So each measure is going to be 2 pulses of that down strum in your strumming. For picking, I'm going to do an arpeggio picking style that I really like, where I start on my low G. I'll take a C chord here as an example. G to C to E to A, back down to E, C, and G. So I'm just kind of going from the lowest string up to the highest string and back. And if you don't have a low G, you can still play it with the high G, or you can do kind of 3 little triplets here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on C, E, and A. So you'll want to just find what feels good there. If this is brand new to you, I would encourage you to check out the strumming and picking playlists that I've made that get in a little bit more deeply into these different options and give you some exercise to practice. But just so you know, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be picking mostly, but you're also welcome always to strum, and I'll try to remind you what that's going to sound like as we jump into these chords. All right, so that's the picking and the strumming options that you have. Let's look at that first verse. The way that the song is set up is there are 2 verses. They each follow the same pattern, and it's a long one. Because we've got this 6/8 time going, we've got a lot of measures here. It moves sort of quickly. We start with 4 measures of C. Then we go over to 2 measures of F, back to 2 measures of C. Easy enough. 8 bars. That's just the first line. The second line is exactly the same. Again, 4 bars of C, 2 bars of F, back to 2 bars of C. Playing that along in 6/8 time, it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 over to F for 2 back to C. And again, that strumming is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Make sure you're counting those micro beats. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just in your head, right? You don't want to rush it. So that's what that sounds like. First 2 lines are just like that. And actually, the very end of the chorus, we're going to come back to that too. In between, we have sort of a B section, if you will, where we play G for 2 bars, to G7 for 2 bars, and then F for 4 bars, and finally resolve back to C for 2, back to G7 for 2. So it's sort of interesting. We have, what do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 bars in the middle there. Just because you'll see the lyrics kind of take us on this journey that really extends the phrase out a bit to require all 12 bars. So again, adding in our picking. We start on G for 2, G7 for 2, then to F for 2, 3, 4, resolve back to C, back to G7, and then we close the verse with that 8-bar phrase that we started with the 4 bars of C, 2 bars of F, back to 2 bars of C. So really just a 3-chord verse, or 4 chords if you count G and G7 as 2 different chords. Let me pick and sing through it for you so you can hear how all the pieces fit together. So I'll find my groove on my C chord. Again, I like to pick this song. You're welcome to strum 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And even though you're not strumming all 6 beats, make sure you're counting them in your head as you go through. Don't rush that. All right, here we go. Verse 1. I really like Christmas. It's sentimental, I know, but I just really like it. I'm hardly religious. I'd rather break bread with Dawkins than Desmond Tutu, to be honest. Yes, I have all of the usual objections to consumerism, to the commercialization of an ancient religion, to the westernization of a dead Palestinian press ganged into selling PlayStations and beer. But I still really like it. Close it out. I'm looking forward to Christmas, but I'm not expecting a visit from Jesus. And I'll pause right there. Whew, that is just the verse. A lot going on there, as you can hear. That's the verse pattern. So feel free to pause here, review any of that you need, and then I'm going to move on here to the chorus. Now the chorus is much shorter. We're going to play the G chord for 2 bars. Then we've got the G7, E7 to A minor. Now watch that again. What I love about this G7 to E7 is that all I have to do, I keep my middle and my ring right where it is. I move my index finger over to the 1st fret of G, and I'm right there. And then come out on the A minor chord. The other thing rhythmically is that the E7 chord is just going to be 3 beats. It's like a half a bar stuck in there, and there aren't 3 other beats that make up for it. It's just sort of an extra bar in there. So as I count it, G for 2, G7, E7, A minor. So it's just 3 extra beats with no extra half that were thrown in there. When I get to that A minor, it's a full bar, A minor 7, really nice little walk down. We just get to take all of our fingers off. And then 2 measures of F, and then we repeat the whole thing again. The second time through, I notice he often hangs on that F chord a couple extra bars, and you're welcome to do that as well, just to get ready for the next verse. So here's how it sounds. I'll play the end of the first verse and then sing our way into the chorus so that we can kind of hear how it all fits together again with picking or remember strumming. Da, 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 da. Nice slow swing. Or picking. Here we go. I'm looking forward to Christmas. I'm not expecting a visit from Jesus. Here's the chorus. 'Cause I'll be seeing my dad, my brother and sisters, my gran and my mom. They'll be drinking white wine in the sun. And again, I'll be seeing my dad, my brother and sisters, my gran and my mom. They'll be drinking white wine in the sun. And again, you can hang on to that F a couple extra bars if you like, and then we go right back to the verse pattern. One last quick note, you probably noticed picking-wise, when I get to that E7, I just pluck G, C, and E, and then I start the whole thing over again when I get to the A minor. So the same way that the beats are abbreviated, my picking pattern is going to be abbreviated there too. Strumming, you're not going to notice the difference. It's just going to be one down strum instead of 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So anybody not counting with you isn't necessarily going to miss it or notice it that you've added those 3 extra beats in there, because it just fits into that down, up, down swing pattern. All right, so again, this is a great place to stop and check out the chorus, put the chorus and the verse together, see how that feels. Next, we are going to take a look at the bridge. Now, the bridge feels like it could be a whole song just by itself. There's a lot going on here, but it's a really nice shift from what we've just been experiencing. What happens is at the end of the second chorus, we hold on to that F chord and let it bridge us into the bridge. We hold on to the F for 2 extra bars. Then we go to C for 2 bars. Then to D minor. Remember, D minor is like F with a friend. You have your F chord, add your ring finger to the 2nd fret of C, and then 2 bars of G or G7. They're kind of interchangeable here. And then we do the same thing again. F for 2 bars, C for 2 bars, D minor for 2 bars, G for 2 bars, except I should say for 1.5. Because here's where we have a split bar. We have a bar of G, and then G for 3 beats, and then E7 for 3 beats to A minor. We're calling back to the chorus here, right? That's not a mistake. Calling back to the chorus melody as well will follow that. From that A minor, walk down through A minor 7 to 2 bars of F. And then we go back and repeat that initial circle, 2 bars of F, 2 bars of C, 2 bars of D minor, 2 bars of G, again, or G7. And then we have 3 beats each, and I usually strum them straight. F to C, to D minor, back to C, and then G. And that final G is going to land us again back in the chorus. So again, I'm going to be picking my way through, but when I get to those chords, I just strum. F, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, D minor, back to C, 2, 3, G, and then I start my picking again. And then there we're starting the chorus pattern again. So 2 bars of G to a bar of G7, then 3 beats of E7, a bar of A minor, bar of A minor 7, 2 bars of F. And then the lyrics are changing, but you see this is how we get from the bridge back into the chorus. And then we return to that pattern again, repeating the chorus pattern as well. All right, so let me play for you just the tail end of the chorus, second chorus that is, into the bridge, and then out through to the end of the chorus. And what we'll do at the very end, the outro, calls back that very first line of the verse pattern. So I'll play it for you. It's not anything you haven't played before, but just know that's how we close it out at the very end, is that last 8 bars that we started with in verse 1. All right? Whew, big breath. Here we go. Here's the end of the chorus. They'll be drinking white wine in the sun. Here's the bridge. You, my baby girl, my jet-lagged infant daughter, you'll be handed around the room like a puppy at a primary school, and you won't understand, but you will learn someday that wherever you are, whatever you face, these are the people who make you feel safe in this world. My sweet blue-eyed girl. Back to the start of that pattern. If my baby girl, when you're 21 or 31 and Christmas comes around and you find yourself 9,000 miles from home, you'll know whatever comes. Here's the chorus. Your brothers and sisters and me and your mom will be waiting for you in the sun. Last chorus. Whenever you come. Oh, little extra bit. Brothers and sisters, your aunts and your uncles, grandparents, cousins, and me and your mom will be waiting for you in the sun. Feel free to hold on to that F, and then we close it out with the same pattern as the beginning. I really like Christmas. It's sentimental, I know. And on C. Great. So a couple things in there I forgot to mention beforehand. When we get to that last chorus, there are a couple extra bars of G as he brings in the whole family, right? Brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins, and me and your mom. The me and your mom is where we're heading back to that E7 chord to A minor. He also really actually kind of goes through that chorus in a variety of combinations, going back over the lyric, drinking white wine in the sun, waiting for you in the sun, all of those things. And so you can kind of make that last part your own. You can follow his example from his original recording, or as I said, make up your own arrangement, just as a way to really bring that emotion all together at the very end, and then close it out with that single line at the end. All right, so those are all the pieces to the puzzle. Take a moment again, pause here at the end of this tutorial. Oh, we've been going a while here, to practice whatever parts you need to. Go back to any of the sections I worked through to review those, and be sure to practice without the video as well, so you really get to internalize it. When you are ready, you can join me in the next video or separate video where I will just simply play through the song. You can play along with me in lots of different ways. Enjoy your practice, and I'll see you for the play along.